Hey guys, this is SpaceHamster. Now really quickly before we get started, I want to thank all you guys for leaving me all the nice comments and really just making me excited to work on the next part. Also, I want to thank Game Trailers for featuring part 1 over the previous weekend. So yeah, let's get this started. Top 20 SNES songs of all time. Number 10. If you've seriously never played Donkey Kong Country, I might as well just say it now. We can't be friends. Yep, I'd even go as far as to say Donkey Kong is better than dwarven backflips. Now the only time this track shows up is when you go head to head with King K. Rool. Think of it as the prize for getting to the end of the game. I can even recall the first time I encountered King K. Rool. I'll admit I was actually tricked by that devious credit roll. Oh, you didn't know? Halfway through the credits, King K. Rool busts through and he's like, nope! Then you have to beat him all over again. Anyways, I was so happy that I beat him, I ran up to my parents to tell them. Coming back to the Super Nintendo in utter confusion, what's this? I'm back at the level select screen? Number 9. I think a lot of you knew this game was going to make an appearance eventually. Objectively speaking, Super Mario World's music is no #1 slot, but I think most of us have a soft spot somewhere for this game. Let's take a journey back to the year 1991! Movies like Terminator 2, Beauty and the Beast, and Hook had just come out. Nirvana ignited the grunge era with Smells Like Teen Spirit. The cost of gas was averaging $1.12 a gallon. Muppets were so in, and of course, Super Mario World was released. For many of us, this was probably one of the first games we ever owned. Booting it up for the first time, we heard this song, and little did we know at the time that the nostalgia surrounding this classic tune could tug at our heartstrings incessantly. I think for these reasons alone, Super Mario World has its place among the top 10. Number 8. Final Fantasy, am I right? I mean, you'd have to have lived under a vault with this guy to not have heard at least one piece of music from the series. All the cards on the table here, I haven't exactly finished this game. Yeah, moving on. And by this point, you guys are probably like, why didn't you pick Terra's theme or the intro theme? Well, I'll tells you. You know, it's probably because, Devil's Lab, Devil and Lab. They just... how can you beat that? And maybe it's because I thought that this track stands out the most. Whatevs. It's casual. We're casual. We're doing it cash style. Cash Minaj. That's all I gotta say. Number 7. Originally, when I started listening to tracks from Kirby and reading up on some of the history, I thought I was going to pick Gourmet Race. Not only is it a good track, but it led to something much greater, Fountain of Dreams, which is probably the best Kirby track ever created. Listening to the rest of the Kirby Superstar soundtrack, I felt that even though Gourmet Race was good and led to Fountain of Dreams, it still wasn't as good as the battle against Marks. Just the sheer difference in tone from the rest of the game makes this track stand out. Sorry, Fountain of Dreams, if only you were actually in Superstar. Number 6. be honest, going into this, I thought for sure I was going to pick the first level's soundtrack. When it comes to games, the first level's music is sometimes, if not always, more important than the final encounter. Now, I'm not saying that the final boss battle shouldn't have a good track, I'm just saying that depending on the game, the majority of people probably won't ever get to the end. But with Yoshi's Island, anyone who's ever played this game and has heard this music knows exactly why I had to pick it. Number 5. Rescue the princess? I'm on it. Collect all those crazy crystal maidens? On that too. Master Sword? You know it. You could hear this song 1,000 times and I still don't think it would get old. Zelda is cherished for a reason, and it's not just because of the smooth gameplay. It's because the music speaks to your very core. It lets you know, hey, there's adventuring to be had. And you know what? That's why I love it. It just puts you out there to a great soundtrack and says, get going. Now I know this might be a bit of an obvious choice to anyone who's had any presence on the Super Nintendo in the past decade or more, but again, it's an obvious choice for a reason. It's a good tune that holds up even today. We might not look back on a game like Zelda with such fondness if it also didn't have a good soundtrack. Luckily for us though, we have these classic tunes for all time. Number 4. I'm about to drop a knowledge bomb. This game is great and so is the song. Used to play this game all freaking day. Then I grew up and made a countdown, yeah. Wait. The song wasn't on my list. Hold on one sec. That's much better. In the realm of Mario, there are many notable tracks. The nostalgic feeling we get when we hear those first few notes of 1-1 will never be replaced by anything else. Mario RPG, however, is something entirely different. When I was growing up, it was one of the first, if not the first RPG I ever played, and after you hear tracks like this, there's a good reason you get hooked on them. This track appears in most of the boss battles, and it's something that I would look forward to hearing because it definitely got me pumped up. Number 3. This game is the pinnacle of RPGs in the 90s. Not only that, but it has some of the most interesting story elements in a game. Well, before all that though, the first thing you need to do is go on a date with Marl. I mean, you dance, you drink lots of soda, fight big robots? How many games do you know that make you go on a date right away? Oh, and you travel through time! And to top it off, it's only been about 15 minutes and you're already dealing with a Back to the Future-esque time paradox. And is it just me, or does this old guy sprite remind anyone else of Master Roshi?
Give me a welcome back, Smoochy Kissy!
It was definitely hard to settle on only one track when the entire game sounds so damn great. It wouldn't be a good list without having to make some hard calculated decisions though. Number 2. When I started this list, I knew this song was going to make an appearance. I just didn't know how close to the number 1 slot it was going to get. It's sort of ridiculous how much this game means to me. Not only is it the best of the 3 Super Nintendo Donkey Kongs, hands down, but I believe the music stands far above the other entries. Chip Jig is sort of an anomaly as well. The way the music builds with the natural sounds of the wind and rain really impacted me. You don't always need to have some epic grandiose boss battle track to make a good song. Sometimes it's just the simple things that really hit home. Number 1. Technically speaking, I know that Earthbound isn't phenomenal in terms of gameplay, but you know what is good? The music. You find yourself walking around listening to all those great sounds, and then you hear this. It comes out of nowhere off a track that seems like it'll be gloomy at best. Now I know that you guys probably think that I should have picked a battle track, and I know they're all good too, but this is here as a shining example to prove that music can make or break an important moment in a story. And this track definitely makes it.